This is the Weem Ultra. This is going to be the product of the year, unless it does something really stupid and removes itself from consideration. However, the reason why I'm telling you this now, and sorry for the spoiler alert, is because it is on sale for the lowest price it's ever been. And this thing was only released a few months ago. And at $263, if you're remotely interested in it, you should buy it today. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about the product of the year for 2024 being on sale right now, and why you might want to just go ahead and pull the trigger and buy it today. I owe a bit of a debt of gratitude to Matt C. over at Matt C. I can't ever say his last name, and I forget how to say it, and it sounds a little bit, I don't know, like I shouldn't say it out loud for some reason. Anyway, I will link his channel below. He does great videos. He knows a ton about a lot of hi-fi gear. And had it not been for a community post, I would not have known this was on sale. However, to win Product of the Year in the illustrious Cheap Audio Man Awards, which are really tough to get nominated for, even tougher to win, it's just an honor to be nominated for the Cheap Audio Man Audiophile Awards. Anyway, why do I think it should be nominated, and why is it the product of the year for me? Well, it comes down to connections, inputs, outputs, operation. If you look on the back of this thing over on the left hand, top side, you have an RCA or single-ended analog input. Underneath that, you have your RCA single-ended analog output. What you need if you're gonna plug it into your hi-fi system. Over to the right of that, you have a phono input, which means the Weem Ultra has an integrated phono amp in it. Is it great? No, but this product is now $263 on sale, and even at the $329 MSRP, this thing is still a huge deal. Not the greatest phono stage of all time, but guess what? You can always buy one later. Underneath the phono stage, you have one subwoofer output, one coaxial output, a digital one. To the right of that, you have the ground, and the ground post comes separate, so you actually have to screw it in. Underneath that, you have a trigger out, which means you can hook up just a regular power amp, because this is not only your streamer, but this is a fully functioning preamplifier. So you can turn another device on with the trigger output. To the right of that, you have an optical input at the top and an optical output right underneath it, which we'll get into here in a second. Next to that, at the top, one of the greatest things about this device is your HDMI ARC connection right there, which makes this thing very usable for the family. Because it's not just me listening to this stuff. My family literally uses almost all of the devices that I get in the house. And when you have HDMI ARC, the kids can turn on the Apple TV, which turns on the TV, which turns on the Weem amp, which then turns on whatever power amp. It's easy and it works. And there's nothing more annoying than when I'm making a video or I'm traveling for work and I get the call, there's no sound coming out of the TV, which happens all of the time with home theater receivers. All of the time with home theater receivers. Underneath there, you have a hardwire internet connection. Up here at the top, just did a video, very controversial video. You have to check it out. I will link it at the end. At the top over here, you have a USB input or output. And if you use the USB output, you can hook up a little device that will reclock the signal and make it better because it reduces the amount of jitter. Some people's heads, again, they're gonna explode, but you can watch that video at the end. It's a very popular video. And then next to that, you have an internal power supply. I kind of weirdly wish this did not have an internal power supply, but I get it. It's very convenient. But sometimes you can put a little linear power supply on there, make it sound better, because the Weem Pro Plus, the Weem Pro, and the Weem Mini are all powered by 5-volt power supplies, which means you could get a 5-volt linear power supply and hook it up, and guess what? In my experience, it makes a difference. Sounds a little bit better. I know. Crazy, right? I know 60% of you watching are not subscribed, so please take a chance on me. Take a chance on me. And donate your subscription today. You can have it right back if you don't like it. I get it. Trust me, people do it all of the time. Every month I lose 1,000 subscribers or more. It's okay. Just click it. Click it right here. Like this video if you want to. So as of today, making this video, it will go live today. Weem Ultra is on sale at Crutchfield, $263.20, which is $65.80 off. And it's amazing that this product was just released this year. First of all, it's amazing that this thing only costs $330 to begin with, at $329, and to now have it be $263? It's bananas, because a lot of times I would recommend like the Weem Pro with an outboard DAC. Weem Pro comes in at an MSRP of $150, but it's on sale right now too for $119. Then you add something like the SMSL SU1, which is $80, but on sale for $67 right now. So you're coming in, that total package on sale, you're coming in around $200. Well, don't take the family out to eat this week and save the $263 and then just buy yourself a Weem Ultra, because there are a ton of options on this thing that the Weem Pro, Weem Pro Plus just doesn't have. Specifically for me, HDMI ARC input and the USB output and the phono amp and a screen. That's right. A touch screen on this one. This is mind-boggling how they can sell this thing at $263 with a touch screen, with all the functionality. And one could argue like this, listen, this isn't the best sounding streamer out there. And it isn't. But it is the best sounding streamer for the price. Absolutely. It is the best sounding streamer with the most functionality at its price. Think about this, for $263, you could get a Class AB power amplifier from Monolith, which is a Monoprice brand, for $300. Holy cow, I just looked up the Monolith, the M2100X, 2 times 90 watts per channel stereo amplifier. It's actually on sale for $201.99. Wow. For $563, you would have a front end with one of the best streamers available, really at any price from a UI standpoint. You had something that sounds great, sounds very good, and then you would have an amplifier, a Class AB amplifier with a toroidal transformer that can power, I don't know, I think it's 80, 90, maybe 100 watts into 8 ohms and like 160 into 4 ohms. I may be getting those numbers wrong, but it's close to that. For under $600. Think about that. That's bananas. I will link both of those in the description. These will be affiliate links too, so if you click and you buy, I get a commission. Doesn't cost you anymore though, so it's a great way to support the channel. So you can get into everything right here. This also has an EQ. There are some baked in settings like auto, flat, acoustic, bass booster, bass reducer, all that stuff. But the beauty of the Weem is the application, because you can get into the app and you can actually run room correction. That's right, you can use your phone, and now you can also use your Android phone, because they just did an update, which, by the way, Weem is probably the company that I've seen the most updates for in the least amount of time. There's legitimately a new update. It seems like once a month, sometimes multiple times a month. But most of the interaction with the Weem can be done through your phone. Now it can be done locally on the screen itself. And again, for $263, literally never been done before. There's nothing out there that can compete. You're probably going to spend that much money if you get a Raspberry Pi and you put some operating system on it. I'm trying to think if there's any other streamer. I mean, Bluesound did come out with kind of a stripped down version at $299, which is good, but it doesn't have near the functionality of the Weem Ultra. This is crazy. I think I'm just going to buy another one because a lot of time, that's the other cool thing about Weem. So you can do whole home distributed audio with this. What I generally do is if I'm listening to two different amps, I'll hook up a speaker switcher to the amplifiers, and then I'll take two of the same Weem devices so that I'm listening to the same device and the same DAC, and then I will level match them, and then I will hook them together in the Weem amp so that they're playing at the same time. And the practical use of this is if you had a system in your living room and then a system maybe upstairs or downstairs, and then you'd hook them together and you'd be playing the same music at the same time at all time, which means if you walk through your living room, down the stairs, and then into the basement, you're not going to miss the Heretic Anthem by Slipknot because there's a really cool drum fill or something like that. You don't want to miss that. It also has great Wi-Fi. I'm in my office right now. I'm kind of at the edge where my Wi-Fi is somewhat usable. However, I'll put it to you this way. If I'm doing a live stream from here, I always run a Ethernet cable all the way to my router because it works, but it's not super stable. And the crazy thing is that the Wi-Fi in the Weem Ultra is good enough that I've never had any dropouts. And I've never had really hardly any latency or any kind of buffering to skip tracks. It's just great. This handles Amazon Music, Tidal, Qobuz. It's Roon ready or Roon. Anyway, you can use Roon with it. One of the gotchas with this product, though, is it doesn't have AirPlay at all. And that's kind of a deal breaker for some people. I don't particularly use AirPlay because to me, AirPlay is actually pretty lossy. And when you have access to Tidal Connect, Spotify Connect, and Amazon Music, Qobuz, all that are high res natively to this thing coming from the internet, I don't know why you'd want to use AirPlay anyway. So that's not a deal breaker for me. I get it if it's for you. I'm not saying you're wrong. However, maybe it was dropped so that they could save some money and pass those savings on to you because this thing is $263. What are my final thoughts? If you've ever been remotely interested in streaming music, I cannot fathom a better deal in hi-fi. And that's really why this is going to win Product of the Year. It will be crowned the best hi-fi product of 2024. Simply because of the value. It won't be crowned the best sounding product of 2024, but I have listened to a lot of more expensive streamers. The Eversolo DMP-A, whatever it is, I've listened to that multiple times. I've listened to the Cambridge Audio CXN100, which I really like, but that's coming in at almost four times the price of the Weem Ultra. And one of the things I love about the CXN100 is the screen. You're getting a touch screen for $263. There are going to be some people that don't like this product, and I totally get it. I think it actually comes in two different colors now, like a space gray and maybe a silver. Also built really well. If you've been a holdout in the streaming world, I think this is a great way to get streaming into your system and really a great way to modernize your system because you could take the Weem Ultra, hook it up to a vintage receiver, leave it on the same analog input, and at that point you have HDMI connectivity, you have crazy awesome high resolution streaming. You can run other digital devices into it. Let's say if you have a CD transport. I don't know what more to say about this product. The reason why I'm making this video is because I want as many people as possible to be able to take advantage of the best pricing I've ever seen on this. Please though, if you've made it this far, make sure to check out my video on this little external $60 product that can take the Weem Ultra to the next level. The problem with that product is though, it's sold out everywhere. I'll see if there's some similar products available and I will put those in the description, but please check out that video. It's very controversial.